It's 2019 and I'm on the road. This morning I woke up itching like crazy and I was still about 300 kilometres from Borroloola. Today was going to prove to be a test like I hadn't experienced in a long time. I towed with caravan over some pretty rough roads in the past, but none came close to the almost 9-hour consistent pounding that this road gave me today. I have been told that it wasn't bad by a person in an RV back in Burketown, and on the Queensland side it was great. You know, you go to a concert and the beginning is ordinary but the second half is great, and you go home saying, what a great or good concert, you know. If it starts off great and then becomes very mediocre towards the end, then your memory tells you that it was a bad concert. I think my RV friend somehow forgot about the Northern Territory part of the trip. I was in two minds about today's footage when I started editing. I was looking at a 5-hour, 48-minute timeline, and I had to watch the lot. You guys get just over an hour. I was exhausted just reliving the day. Enjoy. But first, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you. Good morning. It's the 12th of July 2019 and we're leaving the lay-by where we were last night. I think it's probably was originally designed as a turnaround for people who are building the roads here. You jump out straight into very, very fine talcum powder like dust. So that's the bull dust type part of the story. Can only describe last night as being a shit of a night. Had just got attacked by midgies early in the day, and last night, boy did I feel it. They were all over me, especially up around my neck and face and both arms. Couldn't believe it. And of course, naturally, I've used the last of my antihistamines. There's a bit of tea tree oil there, but next to nothing left in the bottle. Totally unprepared for midgies. You know, we did the best we could. About 3 o'clock I got up and went out and I actually turned the telly on and watched England belt the final nail into the Australian coffin. And in the cricket, and I actually watched about an hour of Bill Wyman's Blues Odyssey as well. So that was last night. Back to bed, and so about 6:15 I guess, or 5:45 or thereabouts, I woke up again, and anyway I was up at about 6:45, so that was last night. I looked ahead. We're not that far from the Northern Territory border at the moment, so I looked ahead to see what that was going to be like. I have to say that the in-car video yesterday was disappointing towards the end because much for the Domagee, I had no audio, so that didn't help much. And then late in the afternoon, a terrible picture of the what's in front of us. So anyway, not to worry, there's something there at least to look back on, to remind me of the trip. At least I got some video of it. Now I'm led to believe this road is generally in pretty good nick, at least till you get to the Northern Territory border. Beyond the Northern Territory border then it's on and off apparently, but river crossings are going to be interesting. Anyway, we'll play the day out as we go. Spent a bit of time looking at the map last night. Can't remember a thing of it this morning. That'll be right. Okay. back to work. And it's 10 to 8 at the moment. Once I get across the border, of course, I'll lose half an hour. Have I got someone coming through behind me? Had 2 or 3 people go through after dark last night. They probably locals, or local-ish. Water, whether it's a dam, I don't know. I've got a big heap of water marked on my GPS here alongside of me, coming up. Also got a river coming up as well. Well, there's a big blue mark to the left of the road just there. It's sort of nothing I can see in there that looks like it's likely to be water, but there you go. I'm not even going to attempt to look at different versions of the map. So according to the GPS, this is sort of very much sort of like flood country through here, or channel country if you like, or marshy or something. We're coming up to a place called Westmoreland. I take it that's a station actually. It's not a town anyway. Sounds like someone up in a chopper. Maybe. Probably one of our talkies. I think what we might do is we just might give the inside of the windscreen a clean behind the camera. That looked pretty grubby last night going into the sun. Okay, so hopefully that's given the camera a better view now. We'll find out tonight, I guess. Just got to remember to make sure the outside screen's clean now as well. But that's a bit of gunk off the inside of the windscreen anyway. So the name of the property we're on is Westmoreland. Yeah, there's been tyre carcass right in the middle of the road. Got the rollers back there in the swamp. Yeah, there's a little bit of a water crossing there, and some water in on the left hand side. The 2 brolgers standing in the middle of it. Having a bit of a confab they were. Lovely time of the day for light. Plenty of these turnarounds up to the side of the road. If that's the case all the way through, there should be no problems for camping. Pulling off and setting up for the night. I'm anticipating possibly a night out again tonight. It's about 300k apparently to Borroloola from back at Hell's Gate. And now the road's got very stony. A little more rugged at this point in time. Okay, we just might go and do a check of all the wheels at the moment, I think. A quick check of all the wheels and everything's good. Tyres are all up. I'd hate to think that I've got a tyre down and I don't know about it on the caravan. Went to the expense of fitting a tyre management system. Gee whiz, that was back in before 2013, and the sensors have all died, and the company has gone out of business. They're gone broke, so can't get parts. So it looks like another investment, but I should have done it before I left on this trip, but costs were starting to get a little bit out of hand at that point in time, although you only got to save one tyre and you've virtually paid for the system. That's why we were getting the thing on channel 40, is because it's these guys working up here. I was thinking, what on earth are farm people or station people doing working on channel 40, but now the truth can be told. I want the truth, you can't handle the truth.
I'm coming behind you. Good morning. Yeah, breather looks like it's loose, mate. Okay, I'll stop and have a look now.
So if nothing else, it proves that they are doing roadworks out here. The road is being maintained. Looking at the bush around here, I'm wondering whether this is bitumen because of flooding. It's 9:30 and we've actually hit a bit of bitumen for a little while. I doubt it'll be for very long. Well, we're sort of travelling almost north at the moment. And then there's a sharp left-hand corner up here, apparently. Is this a ploy to keep us in Queensland just a bit longer? One wonders why they would put such a sharp bend in. They've got all the room in the world. There's a creek there. Who knows what the surveyors were thinking at the time. There you go, there's a little bit of parkland for you. A little denser on the other side of the road, so it's almost as though someone went through there with a mower. This is what the other side of the road looks like now. This is just beautiful through here. Now the trees are getting dense again on the side of the road. Probably because we're coming into another river area. Don't know. Or creek, as they call them over here. I looked up the difference between a river and a creek, and I can't remember what it was. One of them flows, I think, and the other one doesn't. Something like that. 80 miles. Speed now, we got that coming up again. Then we got a river crossing. This is Branch Creek, I think it's called. Gravel road for the next 800 metres, it says. Reminds of a vehicle there on the left. Now we're almost at the state border by the looks of things. Heap of signs here telling us you're entering Queensland and all that sort of thing. And okay, if you're going out of Queensland, bugger off, that sort of thing. That gravel road, yep. Borroloola 262. So aiming at 502. Okay, we've taken the obligatory photos, 7,000 selfies, most of which 6,999 of them deleted, most of them with my tongue hanging out trying to figure out how the hell the bloody thing works. Anyway, I managed to get one that I'm sort of relatively satisfied with. Well, so relatively, it's a shit photo, but what the hell. It tells the story. That's all we really need to know about. Oh, shit. Okay. We are in the Northern Territory. The Queensland side of the border, the dirt road was brilliant. Okay, we're going to drop the caravan tyres by £10. We've let the tyres down to 36 all round. Looks a bit flat on the caravan leaning over on that left hand side, but that should make things a little easier. I didn't check in the van actually to see that everything was alright in there, but anyway, we'll see how this goes for a while. It does feel a little softer. There's Walgarong Station, I think it is, up to the right. It looks as though there's stations, something's plenty of outbuildings over there. The gates are closed. It's marked on one map, but there's a station something somewhere along here, but obviously isn't that one any longer if it was before. Steep descent across the river. Wow. Okay, there's a hill to the right of us that just suddenly popped up. And unfortunately, the best view of it was way back. I've taken a couple of photos of it, but then there's another one down here which is 205 metres, which has just suddenly popped up as well. And those are listed on the top of our map. In fact, we have a million maps, but the GPS plays up a wee bit when I'm trying to scroll through them, so... Oh boy. I need to chop a few of these trees down. Yes. So out of nowhere, this flat land, and then suddenly this hill, and takes a continuation of a hill. Just continues along. Tallest part's 205 metres apparently, according to the map. Wonderful. So it continues down here. There's actually a range of hills. I do believe we're coming up to a pass through the hills, through this little mountain range here. Oh goodness, look at that. We move on. Just having a look at some of the other maps, and there's a place called Masterton's Cave coming up, but that's in a bit. But I did see something marked on another map, something about a pass or something or other, so anyway, this is where we're going. Well, at the moment this certainly ranks with the range up on the Gib River Road, that's for sure. The road running through underneath it. This is amazing. Beautiful. And this seems to pass through a gap rather than through the actual range itself. Then again, maybe I'm wrong. I usually am. I suppose there's one thing, if you're going to have a positive about the road being as rough as guts, makes it travel slowly, which means you get more chance to look around. Caution, keep left, road train approaching. How do they know that? He might not be. Wow. Yeah, I was wrong. This does go through the range. Well and truly. around to pass a road train on this little bit. Oh, cliffs over to the right of us. I just can't show them to you because there's nowhere to stop. It's climbed about 150 metres. Wow. It's just a pity you're not able to take all of that in. That was rather something else. Seems silly, doesn't it? We just climbed up nearly 160 metres and on top of it there's a floodway. The Red Bank mine is up to the right there somewhere. Probably so you can align yourself with a map. Oh, there's water in there. Okay, so we're still winding our way through Echo Gorge. Echo Gorge, so that was what I saw. So we haven't got there yet. It's going to be a slow old trip, there's no doubt about that. The road is a bummer, but you accept that in these sorts of areas. You've got just the country is gorgeous. Well, the people that told me this road wasn't too bad and the corrugations were, yeah, they got a bit corrugated in places. Jeez. Well, going past that gorge I never saw anything, so don't know what that was all about. I reckon I probably lost a few eggs this time. Trying to work out how many kilometres I've done since I crossed the border. Geez, it's only 40. Still got 220 to go. One wonders whether one should keep moving at about 20 kilometres an hour and drive through the bumps, or get up a bit of speed and try and drive over the top of them. Problem is, I'm concerned, whichever way it goes, I'm concerned about the element in the fridge. I don't believe it. Everything's all around the place on the floor of the caravan. The dog and the Droopy and the meerkat are still sitting up on top. Crazy. Okay, so we don't want to speak too soon. About 44 kilometres in from the border, the road has suddenly smoothed up a bit. Where it went into that station, and it's coming just up to the oh gee whiz, the Miami River or some such thing, creek or Midge Creek. Midge, that sounds good. I love midges. I think this is the first time we've been above 60 kilometres an hour since we left Queensland. There's something rattling underneath. So we've got this creek crossing just here. And a bit of soft stuff. Middle Creek. Showing us quite a major creek on the map. So it was Middle Creek, not Midge Creek. And now we're back to a shit road again. How can it happen? You have a perfectly good section for a few hundred metres or whatever it is, and then it goes shit again. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to checking out those eggs. So we've got another creek crossing coming up. Carnes Creek. So currently 200 to Borroloola. Won't be so bad if the road's like this, but I don't expect that to happen. Do I see dust ahead of me? Well, I haven't seen a lot of. There's been too many places where you could stop. Been a couple of gravel dumps in off the road, but, or gravel pits. Not much in the way of turnaround since we've been in Northern Territory. Probably because they don't do the work on the road. Are you on channel, mate? There you go. Not bad. What's the road like from here on? It's pretty ordinary this way. Yeah. Fair enough. You'll enjoy it down through the hills at the other end. It's bloody beautiful. Sorry? Righto. I'm just worried about rocks, that's all, with the caravan, that's all, but... they're down. Yeah, bloody oath. As soon as I hit the Northern Territory border, the road went from... The dirt road on the other side's like a bitumen road. And then as soon as you hit the border, oh boy, change gears to get out of the potholes. Thank you. You too, thanks mate. Okay, so... sounds like there's interesting times ahead. Oh, a whole heap of cattle lying in there, the left hand side. Probably having a staff meeting or something. It looks as though we just got to make the most of the smoother bits and then just put up with the rough bits. Well, which we're about to do anyway, we know that. So we haven't seen anyone for most of the day, and then we get 3 in a short period of time. Interesting. We're going to remain to a quarry up here apparently, so we might be able to stop it here maybe and have something to eat. Maybe. It's back in there. Well, there's plenty of cash. And plenty of bloody termite mounds too. There's an animal sitting in there just looking at us. Okay, time for a break. Time for a Kit Kat break. Okay, so we've got 186 kilometres basically, which I doubt we're going to get done today, but we shall wander on. Now, surprisingly enough, we had a jar of marmalade. And that wasn't that the top came off, it was that the neck itself broke. So the whole top of the jar of marmalade came off. So we have disposed of that. There's stuff everywhere on the floor. Everything that was on the seat was on the floor. I'm trying to take the jar of marmalade out of it. Oh shit, I wonder what those eggs are like. To my surprise, they were all in one piece at this point in time. No guarantees that's going to be the case as we go. Now, everything was scattered everywhere. Droopy and the meerkat are hanging on for dear life up there. They haven't let go at all yet. Quite amazing. Just saw two guys going the other way, both of them with camper trailers on. So I don't know how much decent road we've got and how much shit road we've got, but apparently we've got some of each. And we've got river crossings to deal with, so it's going to be an interesting couple of hours this afternoon, I'd say. It's 20 past 1. I reckon if we get to Robinson River crossing we're going to be doing alright, but I don't know that we're going to get that far even. The power cord for the satellite dish had worked its way loose. I mucked around with that a bit. It turned on then drop off again and finally got it to happen, but geez, when you have a look in the back there, there's one hell of a mess of wires up there. So we have to sort all that out before we leave Perth again next time. We'll probably leave Albany next time. All of that's going to have to be gone through and completely rejigged, I think. Now the thing is that even with the tyres reduced to 36 pound back there on the caravan, it still threw stuff all over the place. The printer was upside down on the floor and it sits in the corner of the seat. So it was all happening pretty violently back there. I've taken a punt and I hope it doesn't backfire on me, but decided rather than ride the bumps one at a time, I'm pushing along around the 60-65 mark. Just, if it gets violent, well then we'll slow right down obviously, but at the moment it doesn't feel too bad, and I'm assuming that the caravan weighs a couple of 100 kilograms heavier than what the car does, and we're on 36 on both sets of tyres. So I'm hoping that the caravan feels pretty much the same as this, except it's going to be waving around a bit, that's all. I hope that's all. I'm not sure whether this bit of road is as much corrugated as it is stony. Okay, roadwork a kilometre ahead. Gee whiz, roadworks. Amazing. Detour ahead. See? Ah! No, that's not the detour, is it? No, that's into the workers' camp, to the work camp. Prepare to stop. Okay. Traffic lights out here. Whoa! Okay, is that minutes? 7 minutes maybe. Okay, so what are we going to see down the bottom when we go around the corner? Ready to go, ready to go, ready to go, here we go. Oh, I see. Putting in a concrete slab on the bottom. So they're making it easier for everybody. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Whoa! Whoa! The caravan wheels down on this side, it sunk into the dirt. It sunk in, it was a bit muddy. And as a result, and when I put it in the low range to try and get moving again, it didn't want to move, so I went back to first, and I went back to first low, and then I rocked it backwards and forwards a bit, and then went for it, and she came out. So visions of that being a bit nasty in the long run. Thank God the hubs are working at the front. Let's try getting some pace up and see if this will work any better. Would be nice if I brought the graders up and did this while they were mucking around back there. Fucking hell. Go, we've got another river crossing coming up. Someone's nicked the warning sign. Well, let's see. From the look of the water up to the left of us, shouldn't want to be walking around in that water too long either, because it's pretty bloody yerky and God knows what's in it. About 150 to go. river crossing coming up here or not? No, just a hill. Just coming up a hill. What's this at the bottom? Floodway. We have yet another river crossing coming up. We're travelling practically true north at the moment. Okay, everything looks to be alright back there. Inside the caravan, yeah, devastation, not as bad as it was last time, yet. Give it time. Shouldn't have slowed down. We got another river crossing ahead of us. This one's the Robinson River. And I believe there's a camp area here as well. We will find out, I guess. There's a road leads in off that side. I wonder if that's the camping area. There we go. So they're going into the other. Yeah, there's people camping up along the way there. It's 5 minutes past 3. But that's Queensland time. It's 25 to 3. Local time. There's a bit of devastation through here. The trees and everything blowing down and blowing over, and I wonder how old that is. Not a river crossing, but they put a Put the concrete crossing in on that one. We have another river crossing according to the GPS. Some are going through the middle, some are going around the edge. Where do we go? That looks pretty reasonable through there. Yep. Decent river that. Plenty of water in it. People camp along the way there. I mean, normally I would stop and camp, but I want to try and do something about these itchy things, so can't keep pushing. Got a bit of a burn of some sort happening down here. The birds are here trying to get some prey. And another river to cross. More water. He's gone around that side, has he? I wonder whether I got a shock absorber dying. Okay. Been a few of those along the way, just parked up and left on the side of the road. Stop. Sign said stop. I guess that really means give way, but I was past before I realised it was there. Anyway, there's the river. Turn up is just up here. Yes. Borroloola, 170 per diesel here. It's a caravan park, or hotel caravan park around here. 170. Let's cafeteria grill. Up to the left is the airport. Caravan park to the right. Well, sometimes you just can't win. Push to get here, and there's no chemist. The clinic closed probably half an hour ago, and nobody else sells antihistamines of any sort. I was thinking about going out to King Ash Bay, but I don't know, I've got to find somewhere to stay the night now. And plus the fact my Anderson plug has come adrift. So that means I'm going to have to run with the fridge on gas. So, yeah. Things when they come, don't they? Okay, so that was Borroloola. It's just approaching 5 o'clock here, so I reckon sometime in the next 10-15 minutes, half an hour at the most, we've got to find somewhere to stay the night. If you enjoyed this video, there are over 400 more just like it on this channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, and we'll let you know when our next video is available. If you like this video, hit the like button, and maybe even leave a comment. If you weren't too impressed, then the dislike button tells us absolutely nothing. So tell us why, so that we can do something about it. Thanks for watching.